The power of the individual. At
power
the
of
end,
the
the individual makes the group, right?
That's right.
Or there's a huge difference between community and collective, right? Even though it might sound the same, right? Community is part of the community. Collective is a bit something. The problem that we have with collectivism, not with community, right?
Collectivism is like a hive mind type of thing where everybody's taking orders from one queen type of thing, and it's not.
Yeah, and everybody's just kind of like following each other, you know, and it's kind of like, you know. Next meme, you got some more in the arsenal over there.
Yeah. So this is the next meme here. This I thought was funny.
Oh, yes.
This is like when we talk about electric cars and we talk about electric bikes and we talk about electric this, we don't see the energy that's actually produced and the amount of emissions that are actually produced just to get that electricity into your bike to begin with. And not only that, what about the amount of energy just to produce the bicycle itself? Like I was just thinking about the bicycle, the amount of plastics, the amount of this, the amount of that the amount of energy that was just to produce that. So it's not an easy solution. We try to find easy solutions to our like complex problems, and there isn't any. And I think we need to start realizing that these issues need a complex answer, and it's not always going to be an easy solution.
It also has to do with the community. I was saying earlier, it's like the community decides, right? So you, for example, right, if you have a place like, let's say, Sahara Desert, you might be able to use more sun than you would live somewhere in the North Pole, right?
Yeah.
Or so it depends on the community, that particular community, right?
Yeah.
Or if you have like more forest in your area, right? Somewhere, say Norway, right? Or if you have coal in your area, right? The thing is that right now, the most of the West, which produces the least amount of emission, it's being policed the most, and countries like in the East, like China, like India, they produce a lot of pollution. They're not even like sanctioned, right?
I know, like they're getting away with murder, and that
environmental murder.
But even then, we don't even know if it's environmental murder because some of the environmental issues we're not too aware of yet. I think the science behind the environment is not fully known. Like we don't, they're trying to say it's CO2 emissions. Some people say no, it's not. It's vapors. Some people say it's the emissions of too much sulfide dioxide. Some people say it's the nitrogen that's been in the water. Some people say there's so many varieties of causalities of what we think may be a global warming. But in absolution, there's no absolute reason. We don't have an absolute answer of what causes global warming. So to try to say that we understand the environmental issues is such a bias, and there's too much biases going on even amongst our scientists. I found out, you remember there was a documentary on Netflix that talks about the environment, global warming, all these scientists signed to this document. Then I said, I'm going to look at this other documentary, because this other documentary was talking about that this scientist didn't agree, and his name is put on that document.
Was that Leonardo DiCaprio? I've seen that one.
Yeah, that was, yeah. So, no, it wasn't him that did that. It was another documentary that was independent. It was on YouTube, and it contradicted completely what Netflix documentary was saying. And basically, the guy was saying, I did not put my name on this paper.
Yeah.
So somebody put my name.
That happens a lot.
My scientific name, and there was more than one. It was not just him. It was several other scientists. Their names were put on the scientific paper saying that all scientists agree.
Yeah, it's like that's a fallacy.
That's the other thing too. We all everybody thinks that just because everybody agrees on something, it's a truth.
It's not the
truth. No.
Just remember, CO2 is for trees too, not just for me.
That's right. And I think there's a good meme on here too that's about the CO2. So let's go to the next one that we go at. I like this one.
Oh, you look at that.
Yeah.
It's like a solar power forest, right?
Yeah,
cutting down the trees to build a forest out of solar panels that you throw away after a couple of years.
How is this green? Like you just destroyed half of the trees that like suck in CO2.
Well, maybe the panels are green.
Oxygen.
They're painted green.
Yeah, that's right. They're painted green.
That's what they need.
It's like 100% beef on a McDonald's burger.
That's right.
It's just the corporation. It's not real beef, but yeah.
That's right. It's like all 100% natural, and it's it's made in a factory.
Here's the next one here. I thought this was hilarious, because I found out this to be true.
Don't mind us. We're just burning hundreds of gallons of jet fuel to de-ice this clean energy wind turbine.
I know.
I know. It's just like it becomes like a.
We go too excessive when it comes to windmills and solar panels. Like I don't understand why people don't just say, like we could bring it on a smaller scale just to every house like that we have and put solar panels, because I've seen the technology work, and you could create at least like 30% to 50% of the energy for your household, and you would save a lot of money, and it would lower it would help out with our energy crisis. But no, we don't want that. We don't want this to occur.
Monopoly, right?
Well, yeah, we want to have
build these big farms.
Yeah, we want to build. Yeah, we want all these big, huge farms. You have to go to the extreme, like Walt Disney does, and it's just disgusting. And that's the reason why our solutions never work, because we refuse to take our solutions and like a multitude of solutions together and put it together to find
the community is grassroots, not astroturfing, right? So it's not top down from the federals, but rather each community should be deciding for itself,
That's
right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's why it should be, right?
Yeah,
not just like the federals should overrule everybody, and just somebody in Ottawa, for example, in Canada, or somebody's like in Europe would be like Brussels, or somebody outside the country decides for you, who sits he's in an office all day, right?
Yeah,
it's just not the way things should be done, especially when it comes to an environment.
Especially that when we need right now we need like a variety of solutions, and that's what I'm looking at more too, on a more sane level. Okay, so the next meeting here. This one's funny. This was the one that we were just talking about. Like, this is a carbon capture and storage plant. That's a real storage plant. And this is a psychopathic delusional storage plant. I thought that was hilarious, because it was like, I couldn't, when I saw that, because there is actually a plant like that they built millions of dollars. And I'm like, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, so you spent $250 million of taxpayers' money for something that doesn't work.
It's art, man. It's modern art.
Yeah, it's modern art, because that's all it's going to be. It's a paperweight. And to be honest, I don't even understand how the scientists could have worked there, knowing that's not going to work, when we have a natural way of doing it.
They end up being like overtaken by nature. Have you gone online and saw those beautiful pictures taken by various photographs around the world, or various like places that are being like abandoned, like parks and like buildings, and they've been overtaken by nature, right? That's what happens, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like they're just taken over by plants and trees, and just overgrown.
Technology and science has a usefulness to it. There has to be. If it's not useful, then it becomes a sort of religion, right?
Yeah.
Because the religion does have a usefulness to it, but it also has a metaphysical side to it.
That's right.
The science is mostly materialistic, and it's only the material part, whereas religion and culture transcends that.
That's right. And this is true. Now, I've noticed this about everybody goes, electric car, it's going to go electric car. And I'm like, yeah, a single Tesla battery weighing 1,000 pounds requires extracting and processing some 500,000 pounds of materials.
Ooh.
And this is rare. Over the next 30 years, we will need to mine more mineral areas than humans have extracted over the last 70,000 years. Now, people don't understand that lithium is a very hard to extract. First of all, you have to do an open pit mine, to extract it. Number two, just the process of grabbing the lithium out of the rock is such a energy extraction. It's disgusting. It's like I don't even know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
And so this whole push for lithium.
Not only that, but it's like lithium, and I don't mean the Nirvana song. The lithium is like, it's extracted in all certain places. And
that's right.
There's child labor involved in it, and the exploitation.
Yeah.
So we're literally. I know this is an overused word, but in this case, it does make sense. We're literally doing the opposite of what we're supposed to do by claiming to save nature, right?
That's right.
And we're supposed to save populace and save the children and all this stuff, but we're actually inviting more and more abuse, and inviting more abuse of the earth and of the human species as well.
Yeah, and then all in the name of green energy.
Well, yeah, that's what happens with astroturfing, right?
Yeah,
we give top down.
Yeah, we give it some like a nice name and cool name, and we get push marketing and popularity. And I think that's what even C.S. Lewis at the beginning of our show was saying, the popularism of science.
Yeah,
that could be dangerous. Where we make science so
Carl
popular.
Sagan was talking about it too.
That's right, and we make it so popular that we tend to see not the dangers of it. We don't see the dangers of what science can actually occur when it's put in the wrong hands. And I think that's what we're facing today as a society. We have to be more diligent, we have to be more astute, and we have to stop being such fucking lazy thinkers.
yeah,
Pardon my language,
yeah,
but we got to
yeah.
stop being lazy thinkers, fallacious thinkers, priestess thinkers, the whole bit. We have to start being more critical about what we see and what we do, and stop being so naive and
Yes,
jumping on the bandwagon.
absolutely.
with
Papa don't
everything.
take no mess, as
That's right.
James Brown used to say.
Yeah, that's right.
Papa don't take no mess.
That's right. Papa don't take no mess. All right, so the next meme, let's go to the next ones here. This is kind of cool. I thought this was...
Oh yeah, this is the guy. Yeah,
Yeah. Dear liberals,
the right wing guy.
dear liberals, if marine life is really going to extinct, why is Crab Fest back at Red Lobsters?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
guy is like very I have my issues with conservatives and I have issues with liberals. It's good to criticize both because that's where you
Yeah.
come up with the good ideas, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think it was like that's the one problem that I'm hating about politics right now is that remember I was talking about Jordan Peterson. He said something very, very clever. He said the liberals sometimes have a good idea, and then the conservatives just put it down because it's the liberals that said it, and then the conservatives will come out with a great idea, and liberals will just put it down because the conservatives said it. So I'm saying, why don't you just vote for when the freaking good idea comes up to begin with? If it's good for all citizens, and you vote for the good idea rather than voting for it because it's against your opposition. And I think that's where it's happened now. It's like people are not voting for just the good idea or for what's good for society.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can vote for the good idea, He says that. He has that kind of raspy Canadian voice.
That's right. And he's so fun. People really misunderstood Dr. Jordan Peterson when he came out. And at first, everybody
they
said,
still are to this day.
To this day, and I'm like,
this guy went to this guy one time. One of my friends,
he's
he
not
was like,
homophobic.
"Oh my God, Jordan Peterson." It's like, they're like when they heard the name, they were like just trembling, right? This is a good guy, man. It's like trembling in front of me.
I thought he was like a decent guy. I said,
Yeah,
what do you
he's
talk
gonna
about?
make
He's
sense.
homophobic or trans? I don't think
Yeah,
that's
they
true.
use these words, right? They put them. Oh, well, it's not. It's homophobic, Islamophobic, every other phobics. They put them all these words together, like I was saying earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's just because they don't use these things as to make sense of them or to actually try to solve the problem, but rather as weapons, right?
Yeah.
So he's not just homophobic. He's homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, every kind of other phobic, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you can be phobic. I'm not afraid of This is just complete nonsense, right?
Yeah, I know.
Afraid
I know.
of, right?
He's not afraid of.
No, I'm not afraid. Even the people, let's say the people that are like hate gays, they're not really afraid of gays.
Oh my God,
right? Hate and being afraid are two different things. you know?
Oh, so that was the one good meme right there.
Yeah, with Charlie, man.
Charlie, I know, Charlie. But we are going to end the show though pretty soon because I'm, getting a little.
Yeah, why are you being really serious today?
I know, man. I'm really so freaking serious. Last week I was like joking away about like Bruno Mars and like the whole bit and having
Yeah, I
a great old
remember
time.
that, yeah.
Because I think it's because it's science. Science is serious.
Serious
No, sorry.
topic, man.
Serious topic. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's one of those topics where you're like, you look at the world and the world's gone insane.
It is, yeah.
And nobody taking the time to think seriously, and everybody's going, yeah, that's the environment, climate change, woo!
I know what you mean, man.
We're all putting up like flags, and we're all doing this stuff, and everybody's going to a protest or that protest or this protest or not that protest, and everybody and I feel everybody's lost.
Yeah,
and
that's
I feel
why I'm
like-
dressed like Waldo.
I know.
Right, to find the world.
Man,
right?
I'm so glad you
to
can wear red, man.
Remind people, to find Waldo. By Waldo, I mean themselves,
I
right?
know. I'm so glad you're Romanian. You're not white. Like it's just because you
No,
can
I'm
wear
red today.
You're red. You're red.
I'm dressed in red today.
You're dressed. I'm just like a good old fashioned Canadian, Like roots Canadian, like shirts and all that stuff. I like to make more jokes at one point, but I think some of it, we made our point today.
Yeah, for
I think
sure,
we
man.
made a point about scientism.
Do you have a closing meme for the folks?
I do. We do have a closing meme for folks by Lord Tuddery Murphy by. So this is a funny joke actually, because we were talking about giraffes earlier.
Oh yeah, I was saying that I like giraffes, right?
Yeah, I like
They're
giraffes.
very interesting creatures.
Yes, they are
very
very
unusual,
Yeah, no, I know that's really good. So, anyways, it's not the one there.
Oh, Charlie again. Charlie, yeah. It's
But
more like
just-
a badger.
It's this meme right here. This is a cool one. Life's about perspective. You might think you're a lion, but to some people, you're a dick.
Especially if you see from a different angle, like a giraffe.
That's
and
right.
On that, we're closing the show. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please check out the links below.
Woo! Yeah. Till next time. Non-stop knobbing on
Non-stop
KNOBnoxious.
Yes, thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Satire all the way, baby.
Yeah.
Have a good night, folks.
Woo.
Peace out.
next week.